Hello everybody! Today I'm going to be covering Reardon's How to Make Pokemon Pichu Cake Decorating Lesson, How to Cook That Reardon. Yes, that is the title. It's very long, but she's a mom. You know how moms and technology are. I'm just kidding, however. Okay, so I am going to show you everything that I had to get for this video. But quick note, I watched her second video that she ever put up, which is filmed on the same day, and it's actually filmed before this. So it's a little confusing, so a lot of the stuff I'm going to already have prepared is because I watched the second video. I will be covering the second video as her next one, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making sense, but a lot of these things are in both videos, and I looked at the comments in her videos and her description boxes to see what she uses and everything. So I think I did a pretty good job. I know she gets Wilton fondant, so let's just start there. So what you're going to need is Wilton fondant, black. She says it's not a good idea to dye white fondant black because you have to use so much color and still it'll have streaks, so you just want to buy black fondant. White fondant will be the base for almost every other color in the cake. And the third color I got was a red because it is very vibrant. She also mentioned that in the comment. The colors we're going to need are white, black, red, pink, and yellow. So the other two things I got are pink and yellow dyes. I thought the colors that would probably be best and closest to what she uses is the color pink. I don't know the number. It's just pink, the Wilson gel colors. And then the yellow color I got was golden yellow, again Wilton gel colors. She says that liquid colors makes the fondant sticky by the time you mix it all in, so I just got the gel. Fondant roller, she uses these in almost all of her videos, so I just bought one. I'll probably have it forever. She uses it in almost every video. It's literally just a cylindrical stick that smooths out fondant because it gets fingerprints in it. It imprints really easily. A pizza roller because a knife sometimes drags. A knife to mix in the gel colors and for like the smaller pieces. A spoon so you can make eyes and other things. And then if your spoon, did I say a spoon? I meant a straw. A straw so you can make eyes and other circular things. And then if your straw doesn't have one of those scooped ends that like you use in smoothies and milkshakes, then you want a spoon and then a small bowl of water to stick stuff on with, a few spaghetti sticks to hold everything in place, and last but not least, she uses an icing tip to make other circles, so I just grabbed a random one that I had, an icing tip. So that is almost everything she uses, plus baking paper, and I do not have baking paper, and I realized last minute I'm not going to go to the store and get it, so I'm using copier paper, improvising. So that is everything. A lot of the stuff I already had around my house, so the only things I bought were the 3 fondants, the fondant roller, and the 2 gel colors. Obviously, I already had spaghetti, a straw, a knife, a pizza roller, paper, and water. So the total came out to be $28.67, but I had like a 40% off card and some other weird deals, so that was at Joann's. I bought all of this at Joann's. That may not be in your country or your state or area, but if it didn't work out at Joann's, I was going to go to Michael's. I know they have a lot of that. So I was luckily able to find it all in one area. You might not have been. So I'm going to go and dye this white, yellow, and pink and keep some white obviously set aside. I'm not going to show all of that because that will be the next cover video because that's her next video. So I hope that's not too confusing. I totally forgot to mention that Pokemon Go just came out and everybody's been playing it. The servers are crashing. I don't know when you're watching this, but if you're watching it soon after it came out, you're probably experiencing the same things. If this is later, then hopefully it's all fixed, but I've been playing it. It's super fun. Pretty much everybody's playing it who has a smartphone. It's awesome. My little sister's been helping me out. It's really fun. So this is just a really convenient time. She did this 4 years ago or 5 years ago. I can't remember. Maybe even 6 years ago. But now Pokemon is out, so let's make a Pichu.
Step 1 is get all of your colors ready.
As you can see, I done messed up the yellow. I put way too much dye in because as I was kneading, it seemed like it needed more before I was done kneading. So by the time I added more and continued kneading the dough or the gel in, it is almost an orange color. So don't do that, but it still should turn out okay. I keep calling it dough. This isn't dough.
His head is the biggest. It'll be about that big. We'll leave about that much for the body. Then we've got 2 arms and 2 legs. We might need a bit more off the head, I would say, in order to make his ears, because his ears are quite big. 2 ears, and a bit more off the body.
Alright, so the biggest portion is the head. That's probably way too much, but it's better to have too much than enough. And she says do about that much for the body. And then we've got 2 arms. This should make 2 arms. That should make 2 legs. This is a leg and a leg. Take this, add this to this, cut this in half, and that's for the 2 ears.
Flattening it a bit for where the ears go.
Head's very large. You make 2 indents for the ears. That's sort of good. I don't know.
And then he's got a smaller body, so we'll roll that out. And then you can join the head to the body just using 3 pieces of spaghetti to hold them together.
And then I can't really see what she does because she has it fast forwarded, so I'm not sure how to make the body, but from the reference picture it looks like it's circular and then smashed down. It's like a circular table. It's like flat but circled, if that makes sense. Sort of like that, but better. I'm going to fix any cracks, lines. Use 3 pieces of spaghetti for support because the head is so big. She doesn't show it, so I'm not really sure if she does this, but that's how I'm assuming she does.
Now around his neck he has a zigzag black pattern, so just making some triangles out of black sugar paste and putting them into place around his neck.
How do you make a triangle?
Next we're going to make his feet. If you make a circle and then cut it in half, then you end up with 2 pieces the same size.
She says to make a circle and cut it in half, and that pretty much makes the 2 shoes.
Do the same thing for his ears.
Now you want to do the same thing for the ears. You want to make them circles. I have no idea if this thing's going to hold together. I think I used too much of everything. Head's too big, body's too much, feet are too fat. But you do the same thing, make a circle, cut it in half, and then shape the ears. So they're almost like teardrop shapes with like a thumbprint right there. So just kind of, I think I just have too much.
Put a piece of spaghetti in each one so that you can attach it to his head.
I'm going to put a small piece of spaghetti in each one. She says to attach it to his head.
Rolling out the black that he has around the edges of his ears and just cutting a nice neat strip and putting that around the edge of each ear. He also has a triangle shape at the top of each ear. And now to do the eyes, making 2 round dots that we can then just squash flat for his eyes. And then for the white of his eyes, we're going to roll it out flat and just use a straw to cut the circle bits of his eyes. And then put a circle on each one, a little bit of water to make it stick. That's one, and the other one. And then using a straw, just going to pick those up and pop them on his face. So we do the cheeks. You can use anything that you've got in the kitchen to cut things out. So that's just the top of a piping bag nozzle to do 2 round cheeks.
I overestimated how much pink, red, and white I would need, so just look at the video and you can see that you don't need that much.
Next we'll do his mouth, rolling out the different coloured pink. Putting his tongue on top, and then he has a piece of black across the top of his mouth.
The red's the most difficult to work with. It sticks to everything. And then take your pink, I'm just going to keep it like this. Make a mini circle again with a straw. Put it right on the end of the tongue. Just kidding, it's supposed to be bigger than that. Roll a thin black snake for the top of the tongue. Shape it into a smile with a spoon. Her black is a little bit longer just so it adds more of a smile.
Okay, with the ears, normally you should let them dry completely before you're going to put them on. So here I'm going to put them on so you can see what it looks like. But if you were to be doing this at home, just put it in so you've made the hole for the spaghetti. Then take them out and leave them flat to dry. And once they've dried hard, then put them in so that they don't sag down and break.
And she says to make the nose, but then she just puts the ears on. She says normally you should make them dry completely, but she just puts them on, so I'm going to also. I just spilled water everywhere. What is this potato? What have I done? I've made a monster. This is not good. It does not look like hers. Even though it looks like a demon monster, not very cute cross-eyed thing, and the ears fall off if I let them go, because I didn't let them dry first apparently, I still think they'd fall out. They're almost hard as a rock and they're still gonna fall. But, time to take a bite. You're not supposed to eat just fondant, but I thought it would be funny if I just did this. I don't know how I can show you. Should I just go right for his face? Is that evil? Okay. I'm gonna eat a Pokemon. Okay. I haven't got this one on Pokemon Go yet. Is it on there? I don't know. I can only get the rat ones. Is it Rattata or Rattata? Or Rattata? I can't do this. Oh my goodness. I look like I'm making out. Oh my. It's not bad. It's just only fondant. I have to take a bite and swallow. I have to do it with all my food that I make here. At least one bite. It's so chewy. So for time, it took about an hour and 20 minutes total. I probably was, from the time I started, it was like an hour and 40 minutes. This is excluding dyeing it. Dyeing it took a long time, probably over 2 hours. So just making this Pichu, everything already dyed and done, starting with the rolled up balls on the counter. It took like an hour and 40, but a lot of that I was cleaning up in between, so I'm saying an hour and 20. Ability to follow, I think she did a great job. I'm going to say 5 out of 5. She was pretty clear. There's like 1 or 2 parts where I couldn't fully see what she was doing, but I was able, when she moved her hand, I saw what she'd done. Outcome, I'm going to say, this may shock you, but I'm going to say 4 out of 5. I don't think it was bad. Like, I joked that it was bad and it looked really bad, but now, like, looking at him next to the reference photo, it's not great. But looking at him now, I mean, well, now that his face is gone, but he didn't look that bad. Honestly, I mean, serious. Even though I'm terrible at these sorts of things, I did alright. She's a pretty good teacher. So the score comes to a 9 out of 10, which is a 90%. That's really good. That is an A minus. Goodness, I have the hiccups. That's an A minus. So that's pretty awesome. And yeah, I think she did a good job explaining everything. I don't think it was her fault that I messed up. I think it's mine. I'm really bad at this. I probably used too much of everything, all the fondant. I kept calling it dough. I don't know why. But go play Pokemon Go. It's awesome to get you to walk around. I've literally driven everywhere. I refuse to walk. I'm the worst. But I really like it so far. I'll probably walk for a Pokemon soon, but I've got all these eggs I need to hatch, but I don't want to walk. and I'm so sorry that the other one took such a long time to upload. Again, I had something come up. I had 2 weeks of camp, and my eyebrows have been messed up. I'm so excited for them to grow back in. But I had 2 weeks of camp, and so I was like a camp counselor, and I tried to edit in between there, and I got like 2 minutes in. It's just, it takes so long. So I'm finally going to get it up tonight, actually. So by the time you see this, my last video will be out on the fancy flower nail. Next video coming up is a brush cleaning video, so that's pretty awesome. Have a great rest of your day.